Hi, this is Peter Dykes, clairvoyant here. I'm just in one of those moods where I'm just in a fact-basing mission. Well, I say fact-basing mission. I can't say it's factual because I'm working intuitively. But I just suddenly, something just dawned on me this morning. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a video on it. So I have done a tiny little bit of research here of costs. But I haven't done everything because one, I haven't got time, and it isn't about sort of being factual and saying this is true. This is just coming from an intuitive mind, and I am talking about I'm talking about the pandemic and before, and I've just started to look at things in a very different light. So please, whatever you think of anybody who's had this disease, passed away from it, I am not saying it's not true. That's not what I'm saying here, because I believe 100% this COVID is real. But that's not what I'm getting drawn to here, because what I'm getting drawn to here is people's lives, how it's been messed about, how we've been controlled to do this and do that. And I do my bit. I've had my vaccine. I wear my mask when I have to. When I don't have to, I try and get away with it, because I hate wearing them. I like my freedom to breathe natural air. So, like I say, I do my bit. I am not a selfish person, okay? And I should have had my booster jab last week, but I forgot about it with work and everything, so I've got to rebook it. So trust me, everything I'm saying is not me sort of saying one thing and doing another. It's not. That's not what this video is about. So I'm generally looking at here at all the beds in hospitals pre-pandemic. Were they struggling with capacity, or were they just at that sort of point where they could just about manage? So let's have a look what we get here. Ooh, see, the number of patients sort of coming in was building up pre-pandemic. In other words, it's like, more space was being used, okay? The bank manager here who's handling the money was coming in upside down, which is basically, sort of tightening of fiscal money, okay? And it's not a very good situation, because if you look at that, that's just upset, loss. It's not good. And here we've got a negative kind of feel coming in. It's like the dark clouds are looming, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, but it needs some kind of help, some kind of resurrection, okay? And there's mistrust here coming from the governments, but there is hope for the future, as if to say, look, it could be resolved. So it's not coming in bad, and it's not coming in negative. So it's not saying the hospitals were like in a bad state, but they weren't in a great state, okay? Right, now, so after the pandemic, how are the hospitals coping? Now, I asked a question before, and the same cards are coming out the same, so I'm not going to change them now, because this makes sense. This is what I'm getting at. So, in a bit of a sorrowful state, the hospitals, okay? And you've got your healing card coming out, but this is upside down, so the energy is getting flat. So this is the point I'm making. I feel, right, oh God, I feel like I'm going to regret saying this, I really do, because I feel like I'm going to be slaughtered. But, like I say, I want to reiterate what I am saying here and what I'm trying not to say. I believe 100% in what's going on with the pandemic. 100%. Okay, so I want to reiterate that, so I don't want to upset anyone. But this is my problem that I've suddenly just dawned on me. The governments around the world, I feel like they're being very clever. I don't know whether they've all concluded. I'm not trying to create a conspiracy theory, but it's just something's just not adding up to me. It's just suddenly dawning on me. And you could say, in a sense, the government are right what they're doing. Are they doing it in the right way? Probably not. But my point I'm trying to make is I feel like as if to say, look, we don't need all these lockdowns. We don't need to be wearing all masks. I feel that they brought the vaccine in because, yes, it is a problem. Yes, it is worse than the flu. And yes, it causes problems health-wise. Yes, it causes problems with, creating fatalities. So yes, I agree with it all completely. Okay? But what the governments have done is they're forcing us to sort of have the vaccine as a fix. They're pushing it on us. And again, I kind of agree, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's all about saving money. Because let's just say, I've just done some costs here and I've just gone on Google, and the AstraZeneca vaccine is the cheapest of them all. It cost $2.15. Okay, so that's about £150, £175. Now, AstraZeneca said, look, they can't keep doing it that cheap. They're not a charity. They're going to have to put the prices up, but they're not going to rip people off. So it is going to rise in the future. But the Pfizer and the BioNTech and the others, they're roughly between €15 and €20, so a lot more expensive. But if you think about it, let's forget AstraZeneca. Let's work on the worst case scenario. So 3 vaccines at roughly €15. So that's about more or less £12-13, I think. Let's just say it's £15 for argument's sake. So we have 3 vaccines a year. That's £45 for a year as protection, let's say. Because I'm not sure whether we've got to have this every year. I just don't know. I've got a funny feeling I might have to. So let's just say it's £45 a year per person to be protected, to stop you getting in the hospital and clogging up hospital beds. Right? I'm all for that. I don't knock it. But think about it. If you were ill and you've got to have a hospital bed, which I don't deny anyone, and I know the governments don't, but how much is that hospital bed going to cost every day? You've got to have that bed, you've got to have your medication, whatever pills you need, how many staff are going to be looking after you on a health point of view, cleaners, cooks, nurses, your bedding changed, the electric, the gas, the water. That's got to be running into thousands of pounds every month. I don't know what it costs to help pay for one patient in a hospital bed for a month. I'm going to have to do some research on it. It would be nice if people perhaps knew that or found out about that and commented on this video. So let's just say it's £1,000 a week, £4,000 a month. And that might not be too far-fetched, because if you think about a good qualified nurse, she's going to be on, what, £2,000 a month? Yes, that nurse is looking after several people, but at the end of the day, there's going to be more than one nurse looking after you. There's going to be more than one doctor looking after you. There's going to be one more cook looking after you. There's going to be one more cleaner looking after you. So we're definitely talking thousands per month. So let's just say we work that out at £1,000 a month, looking after 1 or 2 people. That's over 12 grand. That might be for 12 people. 12 grand compared to 12 people, it's £60 for 3 vaccines. let's say it's 12 times 60, 10, 60, 600, 700 quid. So 12 grand compared to 7. But I just know that 4 grand a month, I just know it's more than that. I just feel it. So just see the point I'm making. So I get what the governments are trying to do. They are trying to save the beds. They're trying to stop the what's it being overswamped. But it's about money. Now, whether we look at it on a scale by scale, whether the amount of people being added into the hospital and being supported compared to everybody having a vaccine in the country, maybe the vaccine works out dearer. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Like I say, this is not about me being factual completely. It's an opinion and a thought. But yeah, so if you look at this here, I've got the Ace of Pentacles, and then crossing that, I've got money being diverted off in a different direction. And there's contracts to the pharmaceuticals. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not me having a go at the pharmaceuticals. They just, trying to protect us. Yes, they're allowed to make money. I don't knock them for that. I am not having a dig at the pharmaceuticals. I'm having a dig at well, I'm not really having a dig. I'm just stating a point, a fact, where I feel intuitively with the governments. So it's difficult, isn't it? Because if we didn't have the vaccine, then we could be in this state, and then people not going to get treated properly because there aren't enough beds. But then the governments have held money back, and they don't want to plow all the money in the past, and they haven't done, so it's caused a problem now. It's underinvested. But then we also vote governments in, and when they start putting money left and right centre, we moan at them because we don't want our taxes to go up, but then governments waste money as well. So I don't know what the answer is here, because I know governments waste money. They always have done. When it's not their money to spend, it's so easy to spend. And they'll have these little bloody debates going on, and they'll come and say, right, can you analyse this for me? And it costs thousands. Why the frigging hell are we paying out for that? Why don't we have, employ a group of people, within government that are paid to analyse things and work things out? And, we've got to pay them 15 grand instead of paying some bloody company £1 million or whatever it may be to do a bit of analysing. It frustrates me. It really does. When it's not their money, it's so easy to just spend. So, I don't know. I don't know whether it's wrong what the government are doing, forcing us to have this vaccine, or whether it's right. I don't know whether it's wrong, the government forcing us to wear masks, or it's right. I just don't know. I'm so lost with it. But I know it's all about saving money. Yes, to save beds. Yes, to save people's lives. I get it. I understand it. But if you look at it the other way of looking at it, you think, shit, yeah. It's like, we don't need to lock down. Why not just plough the money into the hospital? Because at the end of the day, weigh this up as well. Every time we have a lockdown, like now what they've done for this Christmas now, that restaurants are losing money. So that's jobs going to be lost. So that's taxation going to be lost. Going to have to pay out in unemployment benefits. The companies are going to be losing money. So that's taxation lost. So whichever way you look at it, it's like lose money here, lose money there, gain money here, gain money there. It's all going round in circles. So I just feel it's better to just carry on running and divert some money to the hospitals and help them get more organised with the money and the hospitals. And I think that's how they should divert the energy. I don't know. You let me know what you think. But like I say, I am not saying that I don't believe in this pandemic, the illness, the COVID. I'm not saying it's right what we're doing, wrong what we're doing. I'm just having an intuitive opinion. And I've never felt this way about it before. I've never looked at it this way before. It's just suddenly something's just dawned on me today. It's like the penny's dropped. So what the government's doing with it all, I feel like they're a bit damned if they do and damned if they don't. I do feel it for them. So I'm not blaming anybody in government, because every government in the world's got the same problem. But I just feel there is a better way. Just can't keep going on like this.